If there's one thing I've learned watching good men get absolutely hollowed out by divorce, it's this. The war is lost in the first 5 minutes. It's not the lawyers, it's not who cheated, it's not the bank accounts. It's that precise stomach-dropping moment she looks at you and says, "I'm done." And in that instant, you do the one thing that seals your fate. You react, you beg, you plead, you promise the moon. You list off every good thing you've ever done as if you're arguing a legal case. And in that single desperate display, you confirm her decision. You show her the very weakness she's leaving to escape. You become the man she cannot respect, the man she must leave. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to handle that moment with a calm, unbreakable frame that preserves your dignity, protects your future, and ironically is the only move that has any power left. The biggest myth you believe is that this is a negotiation. You think her announcement is the start of a problem-solving session. Your analytical, masculine brain kicks into high gear, identifying the problem, she's unhappy, and immediately scrambling for the solution. Say the magic words to make her happy again. So when the bomb drops, you default to supplication. What can I do? I'll change, I promise. We can go to therapy. Don't do this. Think about the kids. You are trying to use logic to fix a problem that was never about logic. It's like trying to build a house in the middle of a hurricane. You're arguing with the wind. Here is the raw, unfiltered truth you have to swallow right now. She's not asking you for a divorce. She is telling you. This is not the beginning of her decision. It is the end of a process that has been running in her mind for months, maybe years. She's already grieved the death of your marriage while you were sitting next to her on the couch watching the game. She has already run the numbers. She's already pictured her life without you. She's tested the idea out on her friends, her mother, maybe even her therapist. By the time the words hit your ears, she is 99% out the door. She is not looking for a reason to stay. She is looking for confirmation that she is right to leave. And when you immediately collapse into a pleading, bargaining, emotional mess, you give her that confirmation. You prove her right. The moment you start to plead, you are dead in the water. You think you're showing love, but what she sees is a man falling apart. She sees a child, not a partner. You are confirming her deepest fear, that you are not the man you pretend to be, that your strength was a facade, and that without her validation you are nothing. This emotional collapse is the final nail in the coffin of her respect for you. Respect is the bedrock of attraction. You cannot negotiate desire. You cannot beg a woman to want you. The instant you try, you become a project, a burden, and the ick factor becomes irreversible. You're literally making yourself physically repulsive to her. So, what is the one thing you must never do? You must never, ever let her see you break. You must never lose your frame. This isn't about being a cold, emotionless robot. It's about being the mountain. The storm is hitting, the wind is howling, and you stand. You absorb the words. You breathe. You do not escalate. You do not collapse. You give her nothing to push against and nothing to comfort. You are simply there. This profound, anchored stillness is the most disorienting and powerful thing you can do. She's been rehearsing this moment in her mind for months. She has a script for your anger. She has a script for your tears. She has a script for your bargaining. She has no script for your calm. This silence, this centered control is your only move. It is the only thing that communicates you are a man who is not defined by her approval. It communicates that your reality is not crumbling just because hers is. You must give her a simple, neutral acknowledgement. Not agreement, not anger. Just an acknowledgement that you have heard her words. Something as simple as, "I hear you," or "That is a very serious thing to say," or even just a long, steady pause and a simple, "Okay." No why. No what did I do. No is it someone else. Those questions are just begging in disguise. They are you handing her the knife and asking her to twist it. You're no longer her husband or partner in that moment. You're now the other party in a legal dissolution. You must shift your mindset immediately. This is not a conversation about feelings. It is a conversation about logistics. The emotional marriage is over. She just read its eulogy. Your only job now is to protect your future, your assets, your sanity, and your children, if you have them. And you cannot do that if you are a sobbing, pleading mess on the floor. The man who breaks down is the man who gets taken to the cleaners. The man who is calm, unreadable, and centered is the man who gets respect, even from the person leaving him. He is the man the lawyers take seriously. That respect begins the second you refuse to play the game. She has just dealt her hand. She's expecting you to fold, cry, or scream. Your calm is you holding your cards. It's you looking her in the eye and showing her that you're not a child she needs to manage. You are a man she has to deal with. Let's be clear. Inside, you are a vortex of panic. It feels like the floor just dropped out. Your adrenaline is screaming, danger, danger, fix this. This is the animal brain. This is the part of you that's terrified of abandonment, and you must master it. You must let that wave of cold terror wash over you, and you must not move. Your first move is not to talk, it's to think. You end the conversation. You do not ask for details. You do not ask for closure. Closure is a myth. Closure is just you asking her to stab you one more time so you can understand. You don't need to understand. You only need to accept. The conversation is over. You stand up. You say, "This isn't something we can solve tonight. I'm going for a drive." Or, "I need to be alone right now." You physically remove yourself from the blast radius. You do not storm out. You do not slam the door. You simply exit. You demonstrate with your body that you're no longer participating in her emotional drama. You're now on your own path. This physical separation is critical. It's not for her, it's for you. You need to get out of the emotional radiation. You need to breathe air that isn't filled with her decision. The drive, the walk, the gym. This is you reclaiming your own physical space. And on this drive, you do not call your friends to vent. You do not call your mother to cry. You do not post a single damn thing online. You go completely dark. This information lockdown is your new religion. The only person you are allowed to call right now is a lawyer. Not tomorrow, not next week. Tonight. You find the best divorce attorney you can, and you get a consultation on the books. This is step 1. Shift your mindset. You're no longer a husband. You're a man securing his future. This sounds cold. It is cold. It has to be. She initiated the war. You must now move to the logic of combat. Your feelings are a luxury you cannot afford. They are a vulnerability she and her lawyer will exploit. Your pleading will be used as evidence of instability. Your anger will be used to get a restraining order. Your sadness will be used to manipulate you into a terrible settlement. Your calm, logical, immediate move to get legal counsel is the only move of a high-value man. It shows you respect yourself enough to protect yourself. You've made the call to the lawyer, you're on the books. This is the first concrete step to taking back your life. Now comes step 2. You shut your mouth. Your wife is no longer your wife. She is your opponent in a legal proceeding. You must treat her as such. She is not your friend. She is not your therapist. She is the person who is actively working to take half of your assets and potentially your access to your children. Do not be fooled by, "We can do this amicably." Amicable is what people say right before they take everything you own. Your entire communication style must now change. You become a grey rock. You're uninteresting. You're boring. You're purely logistical. All communication from this point forward happens via text or email, never a phone call where words can be twisted and there is no record. Your replies are short. Yes. No. Confirmed. I will pick up the kids at 6. You offer zero personal information. She asks, "How are you?" You say, "Fine. Is there a logistic issue?" She asks, "Where are you staying?" You say, "I have it handled." She asks, "Are you seeing someone?" You don't even respond. Every word you speak to her is a landmine. She's mining you for data. She wants you to be a mess because it makes her feel less guilty. She wants you to be angry because it justifies her decision. She wants you to move on too fast so she can play the victim. Your silence starves her of this validation. Your calm, boring, logistical frame makes you a ghost. She can't fight a ghost. She can't manipulate a ghost. She can't predict a ghost. This is how you reclaim your power. You become a black box. She has no idea what you're doing, who you're talking to, or what you're thinking. This ambiguity is your greatest tactical advantage. This silence and this frame are your shield. But now you have to deal with the man behind the shield. The man who is screaming. The man who is desperate for an answer to the one question that's burning a hole in your skull. Why? You must kill this question. Asking why is the ultimate act of weakness. It is you, on your knees, begging her to give you a reason that makes sense. You're asking your executioner to explain the finer points of the guillotine. It doesn't matter. The reason is irrelevant. You think if you can just understand the why, you can fix it. Was it because I worked too much? Was it because I didn't help with the house? Was it the sex? You're trying to find a logical reason for an emotional decision. Here is the brutal truth. Her why is a lie. It's a story she invented to make herself the hero of her own movie. The reason she gives you will not be the real reason. The real reason is almost always a combination of boredom, a loss of respect, and a failure of her own character that she is projecting onto you. You will never get the truth, and chasing it will only make you look pathetic. The moment you stop asking why, you are free. You're free to ask the only question that truly matters. What's next? And what's next is not another woman. It's not a week-long bender. It's not a revenge fantasy. It is you. You are your new mission. All of that energy, all of that focus, all of that loyalty you poured into her, into the marriage, into trying to fix her, it now gets rerouted 100% back into you. This is the great and terrible opportunity that divorce gives you. The chance to burn down the nice guy she was bored of and build the man you were always meant to be. You will take all of this pain, this rage, this gut-wrenching grief, and you will transmute it. It is nuclear-grade fuel. Most men let it burn them down. They drink. They mope. They become ghosts, rattling around in their own empty lives. You will not. You will take that fire and you will point it at a forge. You will go to the gym, not to get a revenge body. That's still about her. You will go to the gym to build a fortress. You will lift heavy, painful iron until your hands shake, because the physical pain is an anchor. It's the only real thing in the fog of emotional chaos. You're not building muscle, you're building discipline. You're teaching your body on a cellular level that you are still in command. Then you will take that same white-hot focus and you will aim it at your purpose, your business, your career. That project you put on the shelf because she needed more of your time. You become a monster of ambition. You become obsessed, not with her, but with your mission. Your focus narrows to a pinpoint. You stop being the accommodating, anything for you, dear man, who finishes last, and you become the driven, centered, non-negotiable man who cannot be stopped. This is the very masculine polarity she was starving for. This is the drive she found annoying or selfish, right before she found your lack of it utterly, completely repulsive. You become your own priority. You sleep. You eat clean. You read. You rebuild your finances. You reconnect with your brothers, those male friends you abandoned because she didn't like them or date night was more important. You rebuild your life brick by painful, solid brick on a foundation that you control. You're no longer half of a whole. You're a complete sovereign individual. This is the work. It is lonely. It is brutal. And it is the only path. And let's smash the biggest myth your friends and family will try to feed you. You have to fight for her. Show her how much you love her. This is the absolute worst advice you can possibly receive. It's a blue pill fantasy that only works in romantic comedies. In the real world, fighting for a woman who has already checked out, disrespected you, and filed for a legal separation is not noble. It's pathetic. You are not a romantic hero. You are a man auditioning for a role that has already been cast. You're telling her, "My love for you is so weak that I am willing to set myself on fire just to keep you warm." It is the ultimate display of low value. The raw truth is this: the only person you fight for now is you. You fight for your sanity. You fight for your future. You fight for your assets. And if you have children, you fight like a demon for them. But fighting for them does not mean fighting to get your wife back. It means you fight to become the most stable, powerful, and present father they could ever imagine. The ultimate display of strength, the ultimate fight for your family, is to let your wife go with such profound discipline that it creates a shockwave. You don't chase. You don't beg. You don't fight for her. You build. You build a new life so strong that it makes her old one look like a sandcastle. This letting go is not a passive act of weakness. It is an active act of strength. It is the conscious decision to redirect every ounce of your energy, your fire, your focus, your money, your time, away from the black hole of her drama and into your own mission. This is active indifference. It's not "I hate you," which is still a hot emotional connection. It is "You are no longer relevant to my mission." This is the only thing that has a prayer of reigniting attraction, but by the time it does, you will have moved so far past her that you won't even care. Now, prepare yourself for the final test. This is the one that breaks most men. Months will pass. You've been doing the work, you're in the gym, you're focused on your career, you've been a grey rock, only communicating about logistics. You're starting to feel human again. And then, one night at 2:17 a.m, your phone will light up. It's her. "I miss you." Or, "I was just thinking about that time we..." Or, "I don't know if I made the right decision." This is not a request for reconciliation. This is a probe. This is, without question, the most dangerous shit test you will ever face. She's not testing you to see if you're worthy. She's testing you to see if you're still weak. Her new life isn't the fantasy she imagined. Her new guy is a disappointment, or the loneliness is colder than she thought. She needs to know, for her own validation, that her plan B, you, is still on the table. She needs to know that the weak, pleading, "I'll do anything" man is still in there, waiting for her to call. She's checking her power, and if you respond with "I miss you too," or "I've been thinking that," or anything that shows her you're still on the hook, you are finished. You have just confirmed her power over you, and the last shred of her respect is gone forever. Your move is to do nothing. You see the text, you put the phone down, and you go back to sleep. You do not respond. Or if a response is absolutely necessary for some logistical reason, you respond 12 hours later in the light of day. I hope you're doing okay. Please only contact me about the kids, the lawyers, as we agreed. You give her no emotion. You give her no validation. You give her no hope. You demonstrate with cold, hard, definitive action that the door is closed, the lock is broken, and the building has been demolished. You are no longer her backup plan. You are no longer her emotional support animal. You are a man she used to know. This iron frame is most critical when children are involved. They will tell you, "We have to be friends for the kids." This is a lie. You do not have to be her friend. You are not her friend. Her friends don't sue her for half her assets. You must be one thing, and one thing only: a professional, effective co-parent. This is a business relationship. The business is raising healthy, stable children. Your interactions are polite, cordial, and completely bounded. You do not get pulled into small talk. You do not catch up. You're there to exchange the children, discuss their schedules, and nothing else. You become the Rock of Gibraltar. You are the stable parent. Your home is the non-chaos home. You never badmouth her to your kids, ever. You never use them as messengers. You never make them your tiny therapists. You simply are the father. You are the calm in their storm. You show them through your actions what indestructible masculine integrity looks like. And this is the final brutal paradox of this entire nightmare. The moment you truly, genuinely deep in your bones let her go, the moment your life is so full of your mission, your health, and your own purpose that her name barely registers, the moment you have become the mountain, that is the only moment she might ever truly want you back. It's a sick cosmic joke. The pleading, desperate man she left is repulsive to her. But the man who has the strength to walk away, to go dark, to rebuild himself from the studs into something harder and more real, that man is intoxicating. But by then, it won't matter. You will have seen the truth. You will have seen what she was capable of. You will have seen that her respect for you was conditional and her loyalty was a mirage. You will have done the hardest work of your life, pulling yourself out of the wreckage, and you will look back at her, not with anger, not with love, but with indifference. You will have forged yourself in the fire that was meant to destroy you. And the man you have become has no interest in a woman who would try to burn him to the ground. You didn't just survive her, you transcended her. You can't control her actions. You can only control your own. And your new life is built on that one, simple, unbreakable rule. Because in the end, the ultimate power isn't making her stay. It's realizing you don't need her to. Subscribe now and learn how to become the man who never ever gives his frame away again.